Welcome back, guys. I'm glad to see you, and I appreciate you guys coming back. I'm viewing some of my videos. Today's going to be a short video today. I'm going to go by I'm going to go over a couple of things that I'm going to try to get done today, and then try to get a little bit of videotaping. So, as you guys know, if you've been watching my channel, I had a problem here about a week and a half ago with this Can-Am Renegade. This is the 850 that I have been working on, and I had put a lot of new products on there. The Checo Racing stuff, the J Parts items, the 725 design stickers and that kind of stuff. And if you've been watching our channel, you know that I did a little bit of riding on it. So one particular thing that I want to show you is out riding it the other day, and things felt a little bit weird, lost rear brake, and so turns out that the issue that I had the other day is still ongoing. So we're going to repair that today. So as you can see here in this picture, this nut is gone and this tire is wobbling again. So this is the one that we had an issue with the other day. So I'm going to let you know what I feel about it, okay? So we're going to replace that motor mount, I believe, and I'm going to try to maybe do some of this exhaust. I'm going to try to replace that axle and amongst some other stuff. So let's get to it. As I will learn that this is the part of the axle over there, okay, and I had tightened it up the other day, all right, and put that new cotter pin in there. That is a Can-Am OEM cotter pin. I'm gonna try to put these lynch pins in there at some point, but anyway, that was not my problem. So let me explain to you what I think happened is I think when this thing come loose the other day, it actually weakened the end of that axle there. And I also put another washer on there because I thought maybe the threads were too deep there, or the splines. So I think what happened was with this thing riding on that axle like that, I think it weakened that tip of that axle. So obviously from now on, whenever we have one of these things come loose and it rides on that, we're gonna replace the axle. So this is what I got here. So these are used axles here. I don't know. I think there's a difference in these two axles here. I think this is a 2018. This is a 2019 and newer. The links are a little bit different. So anyway, I don't know which one. I thought we had gotten rid of all of our 18 and older stuff, but evidently it's still here. So I'm possibly going to repair this. The reason why I'm putting the used ones in there is because OEMs are on back order right now. So I'm going to put a used one in there just to get me going. This is the hub, possibly going to replace it. I don't know what I'm going to find. I don't know if that's going to be a run. Rotor, new bolts there. This is the new bracket there. This is a clip. This is a bearing. And these are the DP brake pads. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. Oh, and then if I get time, this is the new exhaust we got from HMF. What happened is when it broke that motor mount, I had to weld this piece here on there. So I did finally receive all that there from HMF. So plus I'm going to try to do that today too. So you guys hang tight. We're going to get after this thing right quick. Hang on. As you can see right here, what happens is obviously this thing here comes loose, and then I don't know if you can see the rear brake pad that's supposed to go in there. So what happens is this thing goes this direction, and it lets that fall out of there, and that's the reason why you have no rear brake, is because the pistons on the caliper are compressed and going all the way out. So I'm not sure if this is all bent, but I know it usually bends these ears on these DP brake pads. So I'm going to replace all this, possibly all this. So anyway, I just wanted to show you that pad is not supposed to be there. All right, so I got the new rotor on the new hat and all that stuff. So I want to show you something here. So one thing I did see, this is the inside that runs toward the base of the axle. It does have a little rib right there. I know you guys can't see that, but it is not flat, okay? So I think that's, so you see how nice and flat this one is? All right, so what I did is I changed the rotor, put new screws in, put a brand new rotor on there, and then also change this hat out. I don't know if that little lip right there is causing well, I guess it is causing a problem, but anyway, so I went ahead and I got all this brand new. So you can see this one's a lot flatter and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, have to be on the lookout for that from this point forward. All right, so I'm down. I got the trailing arm out, and I got the axle over there. So so anyway, you have to take the trailing arm out of here to get the axle out of here, and then also I'm going to replace those bearings in there. So I just basically take a small chisel here and go through there. So it gives me an opportunity also to check the sway bar bushings. The sway bar bushings got a little bit of movement in them, so might need to address that at some point. But you'll see what I got going on over here. So this is the trailing arm here. I did match up the axle, so that's a used axle there. So you can see what happened here. So this is the broken one. It just broke this piece right off of there. So that's what happened. I'm not sure. After looking at it, it could be, you know, the torque, I don't know, you know what I mean? But where I thought it broke at was, is not where I thought where it broke at. So anyway, it could be a number of things. I don't care. We're replacing it. Okay. So in here, what happens is there's a little snap ring in here, and I've got two little screwdrivers in here. So what you got to do is you got to grab this thing, and I'm not going to be able to do it with one hand, but you got to grab this snap ring, pull this snap ring out, and then press this bearing out this direction. I'll do it over there on the press there, and I'm gonna put a new snap ring in there and a new bearing in there, and get this thing ready to go. These bearings in here I think are good, so we're good to go here. All right, so I got the bearing all pressed in there, and also the new clip in there. So this is the old bearing and old clip. So that's all my old stuff there. So I'm getting ready to install this. So what I've done is I went ahead and stuck the used axle in there. At least it's got the nibble on there. So and I'm getting ready to put this trailing arm in there. Trailing arm's back on there, and sway bar's hooked up here. Axle in. Brand new DP brake pads all in. I did actually take that. There's a little pin there that slides through there. I did clean that up and make sure that's really nice and smooth, just to put on some memory cloth there. New rotor, new hub. Now used nut and washer there. I wish I had a new one. I don't. I did put that linchpin in there. I'm not sure if I like that. I might have to ask my buddy at B&R, Robert, how he does that. I put a little zip tie there. Hey girl. But I don't know that I'm gonna like that. I did torque this, and this is all done here. Also I torqued this bolt here too. But I don't know that I like that. So I'm gonna ask him about that. I may go ahead and attempt to ride it like that just to see. I don't think that's gonna come loose now, I don't think. So new bearing in there, so everything feels nice and free. So all right, so I don't have the shock back on there yet because I'm anticipating going ahead and tackling that mount. I want to go ahead and change that mount and that exhaust that I'd welded some time back. Brandon had a great idea. He says, Dad, if that ever breaks again, it's going to break the exhaust again, and could cost a race. So let's go ahead and repair that, put a brand new one on there. I've got them laying over there, so I got to pull the plastics off this thing. So anyway, I didn't know how long this here would take me. So look at these guys. Golly. So anyway, all right, let me get going. As you can see here, I've removed all the plastics, got the plastic sitting over there, and I have moved this shroud here because obviously I got to pull this exhaust off here. We're replacing well, I got the whole thing over there. I'm not, or the entire thing. I'm thinking I'll have to get with Brandon. I'm not sure if, just replace the whole darn thing except the pipes here. But anyway, and then also I can get to that mount up underneath there with this removed here too. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and change the belt while I'm here. Also, this belt hasn't been changed in a while, so I got a bunch of used belts that Brandon has pulled off of the Renegades from the races. So every GNCC race we always put a new belt on there. So there's a bunch of belts he's got stacked up there with two hours or less on them. So I think I'm gonna probably go ahead and grab one of them, put that on here while I got all this apart here. I got to show you something here. Had a fella come up here, so I don't know where I left off the video, but listen, did discover an issue. So let me show you here. So this rear motor mount right here is completely worn out. I noticed some little bit of when I was over there looking on the other side, you can see that where it'd been rubbing. I'm like, huh, let me look at that. So let me show you here. This is a new bushing to the right. Look at this thing. This is the bushing that come out of it. So that could be some of my, you know, breaking the motor mounts and that kind of stuff. So this is the new motor mount here that I'm gonna put on here. But I've also got, I did find, luckily for us, Brandon keeps the stuff in stock, but I found the other side too. So I'm gonna go ahead and replace this side. That's what it looks like when it's new, obviously. But what it does, it just shoves in this hole. And especially since I had the exhaust off. And then essentially this is going to go back in here, but I think I'm going to go ahead and do the other side while I got this thing off and see if I can do it. But yeah, we're going to change all that stuff there, put the new motor mount on there, and then change these bushings in the back. So turns out I just went ahead and replaced them all. Okay, so the bushing on this side, the rear bushing on that side, and then one of the bushings in the front here. Anyway, this thing is did not realize they had that much wear on them, but been some time, I guess. I put the new piece from Can-Am in there, and took the one that I'd welded off of there. So, but anyway, those bushings, I'll show you these bushings. These things are definitely wore out. These are the ones that come off the back, and they are not supposed to look like that, I promise you. This one doesn't look bad. This one come off the front, just by, you know, just except for that little ring or that little lip coming off there, and then this one come off the right side, but it's got some wear in it too. So anyway, I replaced them. I replaced all three of them. They're not fun to get to, but anyway, I'm glad that I did that. So now I'm going probably gonna go outside and get something to eat right quick, and then come back out here and go ahead and get this exhaust on there, and then got some interesting things I'm going to do with that too. I'm going to wrap it, and then there's a thing that I'm gonna put on the side of it to keep from the heat getting to the shock. But all right, I'll be right back. All right, so I made it back out here and got the exhaust put on there, or at least up to the tailpipe and all that kind of stuff. So this is called the head pipe here. So got it all bolted up, and that's a rascal. You know, I mean, with those brand new ones, takes a little bit of time. But anyway, you'll skin a couple of your knuckles and that kind of stuff up. But anyway, I got that, and I'm getting ready to put on this short pipe here now. So all right, so what I wanted to show you guys is I'm gonna put a heat shield on this one here, this little heat shield pipe here. It'll sort of go on that, because what happens is, in fact, HMF sends a little piece here that you stick onto the shock reservoir that goes in here. The shock's down here. So you can see that because of the heat is tremendous on that shock as it sits there. So what we try to do is we try to deflect that heat. Now, Brandon and I built this little piece over here. I know it's a little Mickey Mouse piece, redneck, but it worked. What we did is we built this some time ago, and it goes there, and it is made out of aluminum, obviously, diamond plate on the inside, but we would do that there. And that way it would deflect some of the heat. So but it does look a lot nicer with this other piece over here. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to wrap this with some header wrap, just to try to lay down on some heat here, and then also put this on there. So let's see how this turns out. All right, so listen, I've got it all pretty much all buckled up here together. I did put the heat shield on there. It actually turned out pretty good. I did take and wrap some, this is called header wrap here. Used to use it for my race car. So I wrapped that first, and then I put the blanket on there. And so what happens is the heat comes off of this, and it boils this oil in this. HMF comes and makes you put this here on there, or there's a little thing that comes, a little sticker, that a little heat shield that comes with that. That helps, but then also there's nothing over here because there's oil that goes in and out of there. So I'm hoping that's going to lay down the heat a lot. and you know, people will just block this. Well, you want this open because what happens is it creates a vacuum, and it pulls the air out of the around from the pipe, so it actually cools. So actually, what happens is it sucks in air through the CVT from this little inlet here, sucks through, and then it exhausts out here into here, and it dumps into this here. So what happens is it creates a vacuum, and it sucks all that hot air out of there. So, but anyway, hey, listen, I didn't record none of that because there's probably a lot of cussing involved, and I know we got kids watching some of the videos here. But anyway, I got that wasn't fun, and you know, it took me a while to do that, but I got that mount on there, got the bushings redone there, bushing redone in there, got the exhaust on there, sway bars all back hooked up, the shocks on there, got the new rotor, new DP brake pads, new hat, new used axle. You got it all put back together. So I'm getting ready to put the plastics back on this thing. They're laying over there. Put the plastic back on this thing, and this thing pretty much be wrapped up. All right, just wow. Hey, listen, I started out here at 6:30 this morning, and it is now 3 o'clock. Had a couple guys come up, went inside and ate lunch for about 40 minutes, and right back out here. So this thing, of course, I've got a lot done today. Obviously, you guys just saw that, but gonna be a lot of editing because I got a lot of footage. So but anyway, I'll try to shorten it up and do the best I can with it. But listen, it's all done, and I did do a heat cycle on it here. So I think the blanket's all going to work out really good, going to protect that shock there from getting heat. Obviously, those motor mounts, I did not get to the belt. I will do that before we go race it. I think the first race is like January 7th. Okay. So, you know, not that belt's bad. It's just that it's probably, I don't know how many hours it's got on there. I haven't been keeping up with it. So, probably want to swap that belt out. And other than that, this thing turned out really good. Nice and tight. So, ready to go ride. So, all right, listen, I'm going to get cleaned up. I'm going to go over to sponsorship Terry. He's got some guys down from up north and some other GNCC racers, and they're passing through. They're going to Fort Lauderdale, so we're going to go out and hang out with those guys for a little bit and get ready to go do some testing. So this week, I don't know the schedule of when Brandon is going to go out to the camp or when the youth rider's going out there, but I'm certainly wanting to tag along and certainly want to ride some too. So and I'm really interested in testing this thing and make sure this brake deal's fixed. And go from there. So anyway, listen, I want to thank you guys for watching. Hey, listen, if you're not a subscriber, go ahead and subscribe right now. And if you're still watching, so I'd like to pick my subscribers up to about 1,000. I've got like 750 or something like that. And boy, it sure would be nice to get 1,000 before race season starts for Brandon. And I want to mainly do it just for him. So I'm going to try to promote that and try to get that up. So we got some really good sponsors too that we're going to try to announce. Everything's got to be done by January 10th. So by January 10th, we're going to try to announce all of our sponsors and the partners that are coming along to help Brandon. And boy, we got some good ones, and I'm really, really excited to share that with you guys and some other interesting things. So, but anyway, all right. As always, I appreciate you guys watching the video, short video today, and I really thank you for that. And until next time, I'll see you.